are y'all doing? Good morning. Cup of coffee. And, beautiful day, yeah? What do you think? Is it Friday? Friday, October 13th, perhaps? Is it Friday the 13th? Am I getting this right? No, it isn't. The 14th. Either way. Anyways, what should we talk about today? I do have a show lined up for a little later. I was going to do it yesterday, and the internet was not working so good, but I'll do it today. I don't want to do it on this one. I just wanted to say hello, good morning, and show you around a magical kingdom. Maybe talk about the ideas of Neville Goddard, and I mean it's not his alone by any means, but he spoke it pretty well. What up, Skull? Would you like to see how I'm doing? So I'll show you in a second. Um, how times change. Magic, abracadabra. It's about like energy and intention, and putting yourself in a place, despite all of your tactile reality, where you are now. If you place your mind and put enough emotion into it to be somewhere else, you just be there. And imagine if you could do that on a really intense scale, kind of like how in the dream world everything is quite instantaneous because you're doing everything fully from the meta realm, from the mind realm. So no matter where you're basically playing a game like where time doesn't quite exist and you're Doctor Strange. Oh, already. Is the mic back? We ain't even started yet and the mic is already giving me issues. How about now? How about now? How now, brown cow? Cow? Is the microphone hmm, try this. Is the mic working again? You gotta let me know over here. Is the mic working, or do I gotta dip and come back? Yeah, fine. Okay. How's that? How's that, Barbara, man? Just give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear me now, so I don't keep rambling on about nothing. Okay. Yeah, much better. Where was I? What was I talking about? We're talking about Neville Goddard, and then oh yes, being like Doctor Strange in the astral realm when you're out of body. Well, when you're out of body, it's a little different. Astral realm, as I've explained before, it's a little different than being just out of body. I think out of body, you're still within a linear time structure, where the astral realm, space and time, is completely whatever you want it to be. So even just in a general dream, you can jump in and out of places and ideas uh, instantaneously, because everything is just an unfoldment of your mind. And the stronger your energy, your feeling, your thought, your desire, your emotion is tied to that, the quicker it comes about in this realm, because there is a physical, tangible, it's really solid. So it takes a little longer. So most people, you want something. Cool. That'll take about 2 weeks to get here. But if you're like, I want that, it's going to take 2 days. And if you just really put everything into it, it'll happen way quicker. It'll happen almost to the point that what happens on the magical, out of body, astral slash dream realms, those types of things where time doesn't really exist the way that you believe it does in a linear way. Obviously, we can only live out this world for you to understand me. I'm not going to talk in reverse. That makes no sense. Like, of course, it's fun to backwards map things. If I looked at something, I could say, how was that done? And in my mind go, okay, what is the step backwards? And that's interesting. What's up, Manny? Speaking of manifesting things, you know how quickly things can change and how much intention and how much energy you put into something? Yeah. Greetings. So going from one extreme climate to another. I mean, that's interesting to me because being a Gemini, I have that general nature anyways. And have you ever, jumping from like a hot tub to a cold pool? A lot of people don't have that feeling or emotion capacity to do that. What's up, Finn? Yeah, perfection is ugly. Well, you mean I think what you're trying to say is perfection in the form of linear, rectilinear masculine quality. You mean perfect? Like there it is. Yeah, the order. I understand. I, and when you say you want this structure to be slightly like disorienting and but it's balanced in its own way. Like we look at a garden, you look at flowers, you look at nature, and there's seemingly no order there. There's no perfection, right? It's not there's not a flower here and a flower here, and then one right here higher in the middle, and making this. But when you look at it, it's perfect. Rectilinear, yes, masculine. Yeah, those lines are really strange. Um, some people need that, or else they need to compartmentalize and box things up in their minds. They can place this over here. I mean, think about how the periodic table of elements is. Think about how a house is. Think about how a computer is. It's this rectangle. It's called a rectangle. WRECKED. So you spell it RECT, but it's a rectangle. Yeah, and Finn, in that idea, I forget the name of the art form, but in China, if you break, let's say, a piece of porcelain, ceramic, something, a cup, a teacup, when they put it back together, they they fix the broken parts with gold, and they find that to be more valuable, something that was broken, that was repaired in a better way when it was first formed. Forget the name of it. You can look it up. I'm sure you've heard it before. Yeah, there's something interesting about that. Afro man, you're really needing more conversation about bad ideas. Yeah. Well, here's the hey Afro man. Here's the thing. You said the answer to bad ideas is more conversation about why. I understand that, of course. The dilemma with that sometimes. though, on a large scale, is most people, the more you tell them it's a bad idea, the more it encourages them. Come on, you know people like this. You're like, don't do that. And they're like, oh, you mean hit the button? No, don't hit the button. You mean hit the button? I'm not saying silence anyone. No, no, no. But the idea, I mean, think of it from the other perspective. Some people you just, it's not silencing them, just like, okay, whatever. Just keep talking. Because we're at a point, and I remember listening to Dolores Cannon from 2 years ago. No, 2 years ago, like 20 years ago. When she's like, people, if they don't get it right now, they're not going to. And like we're even farther into that. Like there's no purpose in having a conversation about the the levelness of this realm, the shape, the variety of where we live. There's no whether somebody went to the moon or not. There's no purpose in those conversations. If you haven't figured it out, you're not going to. It's only gonna piss you off. These people are gonna. The more you try to show them something, the more they'll be convinced of their own position. That they love their ignorances, and they're gonna. It's in gambling. When people gamble, what they often do is if they're down, they'll double down. It's called they'll double down their bet. They're like, no, I'm certain of this, and they'll double down, and they'll keep doing that until they're broke. Plenty of people do that when they gamble, and they do that with their belief system. They will go to they would rather die than give up their belief system, their BS. The idea of actually thinking critically, it is it's over there for them. They know. It's in there. They have faith. They have a religious fervor about whatever it is their thing is, even if it's scientific, because then it becomes scientific, right? What's up, Maz? Amoeba status? So yeah, magic works in a very strange way. Like, man, I got up the other day. I was having the strangest set of dreams. He said, man, he said, fuck you, pay me. I had these dreams where, that I went to a casino and I was walking out with like briefcases of money, just people throwing money at me. And I had another dream, I'm just finding wads and wads of money. And I get up and I'm having an interesting morning. For whatever reason, I was like, I haven't drank my piss in a while. I drink my piss, but some weird things happened, and I was like, I gotta need to go and take a walk because some things weren't working out in my favor. As soon as I piss, go outside, take a walk, I get two awesome phone calls that turn into like really good things. And do you want to see one of the good things that it turned into? I'll show you. Come join me. Let's see if we can do this. Hold on, I gotta put my camera on. There's so many ways to do this on here. Camera. Okay. Okay, there's a little guy. You guys know him. All right, check it out. So here is what um, here is what things turn into. Here's what I'm kicking. Awesome. Okay. Good. Now, if I had my, I wish I had my tripod. I'm gonna do it. Let me show it for you. At sorry, how much is the thing here? And let me show you all this cool stuff. Look at this I've got now. Here's my coherence. Um, it is too bright. So yeah, there's a little bit of this is a mansion of sorts. Hold on one second. Let me change the settings back. Okay, cool. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What up, man? Yeah, it is a really badass place. Um, I'm not gonna be here for that long, but I do have a place next, like the slave chamber to this place, and it just so happens my slave chamber is what do you mean slave chamber? The property management chamber, kind of a little small back area. Uh, there's a couple fixes that needed to be done, so the person that was renting me at said, "Well, why don't you, instead of finding my place, just take this?" I was like, "For real?" So yeah, pretty sweet hookup. Yeah, paid and owned. This place, I'm sure whoever does, it's already. This is just this to them is probably just a drop in the bucket. I'm guessing. I don't know the person, but I mean, considering like when I came in here, like the you know how like you can tell how long something's been sitting, and so this is like an Airbnb, right? And so come Mardi Gras, I don't know if they rent this out the rest of the year. But Mardi Gras, they'll get a lot of money for this, like dumb. They're, or it might be just like a family pad. But then again, it says like there's like a you know there's a couple things that expressly say it's for like it's like a rental. But then there's like some things in like slight disrepair that I'm like people have not been here in a long time. This is just empty. This is just sitting there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm working on something else, but I've always heard that you do not speak it first because then people might get in the way of it. So I won't say until it occurs, when it occurs, which would be super dope. And all that cost me was few uh a few bug bites. Yeah. So what else? What's up, guys? Let me plug my phone in. Maybe that's not gonna work. Yeah. Well, I mean, Maz, if I'm really hoping for this plasma apocalypse. In which case, that was um, from my research, the reason these Faraday cages in these certain buildings, the reason they existed, um, wasn't for the reason that we thought, but so people could survive the apocalypse. Because if plasma starts, you need to put yourself in a building that is made of certain materials, so it will ground it out, and it won't turn you into a pillar of salt. I think that's what a lot of statues are. I think those were actual people that turned into pillars of salt. Statues. I mean, some turn into like Medusa. Medusa's idea of Medusa's hair is the tentacles from the plasma, the arcs of plasma that were coming out of the sky and directing and hitting things and just frying it. And that was, as I've always put out there, this is why you should do your best to eliminate heavy metals and salts from your body. So that way, when this plasma is seeking out something to attach to, you'll have nothing. There'll be, think of it. If you have salt water, then you can jump an arc through it. Now, if you have that and you have shoes on, you'll turn into nothing. If you happen to be lucky enough, even if you have salt and metal in you, if you're grounded out at least, it will go through you. You'll be fine. But I don't know how smart you would be to just be walking around barefoot on the earth if a plasma apocalypse were occurring. I mean, it'd be better than if you had no other options, like to be in a proper building made of proper materials. There is a reason that the red brick homes seem to have withstood things, because the red brick and the limestone and things like this, they hold the energy. Electricity can hit that. It's there. You can hold electricity in a brick. So, and the Faraday cages were to dissipate that energy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I learned, man, don't count all your eggs in one basket. uh, yeah, Colin, the Kanye's been Kanye. Like, I mean, there was a couple times that maybe they used a clone of the actual him, but the more that I've listened to him speak, he's always saying some. What do the kids say these days? He's based out, man. He's based. Like, he's always been saying some real stuff. He was not joking around about anything. Just because you didn't understand it when he talked about the 17th Amendment and slavery and all this, because you didn't understand what he meant, that doesn't mean what he was saying wasn't fact. Like, he's and most of what he says is pretty powerful and uplifting. So I don't, I find him to be. What are you going to do? You're a billionaire. You got all you're going to be somewhat eccentric. I make, I don't make $1 billion. I'm pretty eccentric. Imagine what would happen if I was a billionaire. Do you think anything would change, or it would just become more? But yeah, I mean, I don't really care either way, because whether if you're on that kind of world stage, anything that even if you were being you and authentic, just there's no script to it. It's just they're gonna here, let's angle it this way and show it from this, and there's what do they say? To every story there's three sides. No, to every story there's 20 sides. It's pointless. It's like hear me now. Hear me speak. That's all you get. Everybody else's opinion of what I'm saying, that's be on with yourself. That's get out of here. That's stupid. That's goofy. If you listen to what Kanye says as a totality, you'd understand. But you don't. You take little snippets and clippets and whippets, and you put this little thing over here, and then you reframe it. And it's all nonsense. So there's nothing when you're that famous. There's nothing you can say without it being put on a dissecting thing. Dissect this up and frame it and angle it any way you want. You can't. It's just not possible. Yeah, you banking on that, Matt? Yeah, I mean, I would like to see it too, because it's so far what I've heard is the major war that is occurring is between the people that want the Great Reset, which would be the kind of the world order that's been at play, and then the kind of the next incantation of this digital realm here to take over things. There's this like changing of that kind of guard. I don't know where the ancients or the family bloodlines and all of this and the people that actually were of the land. I don't know where they are in this whole schematic. I would assume they're probably in like closer to work with the digital realm, not the people that have been in power, because the people that have been in power have obviously done a number on enslaving things. Where like we could take this and say, hey, this is only gonna turn us all into communists, dude, and we're all gonna be like normalized, and we're social credit, and this it could go that way, and that would be awful. Would it be any more awful than the segregation of poor, the stratification of poor and rich people, and how even capitalism has really done a number on making people extremely poor, enslaved, disempowered. I'm not saying that the answer is communism, but I'm saying if you were to throw the ancients into the mix, and they're saying, well, you might as well use the tools and technology, and maybe that is the idea in one sense, and I've said this before. When your boy said you'll own nothing and enjoy it, in one way, they want it, so they own everything and you own nothing, and they have their thumb over you, and you'll enjoy it because you'll have some perceived freedoms. Where in the other thing, the other event horizon, by owning nothing and enjoying it, is the Venus Project, and saying there's enough here for everyone. The only thing that you really need to have is like a domicile, and there's a few small items that's yours. Like nobody wants your clothes. Like there's cars for everyone. Your value systems will change. When your value system changes and what you consider, like no one would go buy a Porsche because that's a status symbol. No longer would that exist. If everything was equality and equanimity, and everything had, if there was access for everyone to everything, then there would be then you wouldn't be able to there would be no teeter-tottering, or you wouldn't be able to take the fulcrum point and change it and make yourself look better because I got $100,000 where this person only got $1. So you want to I mean, you're gonna date the guy that makes $50 a day, or the dude that makes $50 million. I mean, I don't, or the chick, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, you might really like the person, but like, how much struggle is it worth? Now what I'm saying is get rid of that, and now we balance it out. Now you better learn a skill. You better have a personality. You better know how to make a joke. You better know how to do something. It ain't just because you got a couple of dollars in the bank and you can hand it to your valet and you can have somebody cook you a meal. Can you cook? That's what will change. You give equal access and opportunity to everyone across the board, and there's no differentiation in, if everybody was given their birthrights, in the sense of here's access to your trust fund. Here's access to that's all yours now. Everybody gets that. Now everybody's a trust fund baby, huh? Who wins that game? No longer is is Taylor and Tyler and Kenny and all these cats with their cross polos and their cool cars and their no personality having. No longer are they anything. Now their personality is very clear. It's very apparent. Then they would have to humble their whole bullshit. Just it would just be a matter of fact. It would be because then you'd be like, okay, we all have the same thing. So, well, not maybe not the same thing. Access to the same amount of things. Now what do you offer? What can you provide the world? What do you know how to do? You can't even microwave an omelet, dude. What are you doing? Do you know how to garden? Can you build me anything? Can you build me a birdhouse? Can you even do that? Like, what's that old thing? You need to know. A man needs to know how to build a house, make a meal, kind of shit, blah blah. Like, I'd rather be a jack of all trades than a master of one. And there's more to that statement. It's the idea that a jack of all trades is just good at everything. But the idea is that it's as much in preference to be a jack of all trades than it is to be a master of one. Because then, what about, okay? You can run real fast, but now we got to swim. You don't know how to swim. That's not looking so good. I'd rather be not as fast as you, but I can swim. You know what I mean? Well, you get up in the morning, like you want to eat, but you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to fish. You don't know. So what are you gonna do? What up? What up, Parzival? Yeah, you still banking on it? I mean, it does appear. It does appear that there's way more crazy things going on in the skies. There is way more things going on than with the moon, with the weird stuff, with the position of the stars, things that have you kind of like, oh yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I mean, I hear that. Well, let's see, Matt, the Jeffrey that guy, yeah, whatever. I don't know who watches that. That's the thing. Well, they're just see that's got to be the split. If people are really into that, what's wrong with you? Like seriously, what's wrong with you? Who wants to watch that? That's insane. First of all, it was probably made up. Like that dude probably didn't exist. He was an actor. Just to put it out there. And I'm not saying on the show. I'm saying in the real life show. This is the second. Why are they doing it right now? Why would they bring that? They could have made that movie 3 years ago, 5 years ago. That's been in the can waiting for right now to see which one trans freak suicide. What they 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 long for death because they don't know what life is. I mean, I'm just tired of the nonsense. The fact of the apocalypse. I think it'd be fun. Who the hell is this? Who's jumped on my show? Who is Lake Trout? Who is this Lake Trout? Yeah, the anti-human thing though. Um, yeah, I mean that's how long are they really pushing that? It's the whole trying to get into the meta world, get into the West world kind of thing, technology being your god, that Tron thing, and the reason for that is because the people that made those things want you to, because someone made that technology, right? Somebody made that robot, and so when you go, oh, robot, they go, yep, I did that, and then they're in control of the robots, right? So by proxy, whoever designed and developed those robots, they're getting the praise, even if you don't know that's what you're giving it to. Oh, I mean, that's always been a thing, Yeah, I mean the colors and the sounds and that. Yeah, that's the point. So the house, like I was telling you, the house that I'm in, because it hasn't really had a lot of people in it, it's a little dusty. So I got a little snotty. Jack of myself, jack off myself. Hey guys, I'm only gonna be out here for a little bit longer because I wanted to actually get some sunshine today, get out and about, and also I wanted to like prep up for the show I wanted to do. I just wanted to say hello here. So let me just call this a show because I just wanted to say hello, make sure everybody's doing all right, and remember, magic is very real. Um,
Hello.
we'll do the next show, and it's gonna be on the lakes and the rivers and connection to the banks and what's going on in the banking institutions and everything you've been seeing in the news that's connected to going from the banks to the body to the body to the. We'll explain it next show. That'd be fun. Good to see everybody. Oh, and also money wise, banks. See, it says Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. The world still is running on that system, so I still do require that. This here is a gift. I mean, this is, but I do need monies to fund my general life. So if you want to, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, I do appreciate that. You know that. And it's TSAR, capital XEN. And you know the three rules. Be weird. Be yourself because everybody else is already taken. And when you can, share. If you share with me, that's the best. But if you share with someone else, do that too. And yeah, enjoy yourself out there. I don't know what time I'll be back, but I do have two shows lined up. Bye, guys.